don't want to give away Lulu usually, but Jax has been a staple ban for them against Morsu. So do they stick with the targeted ban, or do they go with just general power? I think you're right, though. They'll probably go with that, stick with that Jax, yeah.
Kha'Zix's banned away again. There we go. So I'm guessing still first pick Lulu here. I don't know if there's anything else that's that really hotly contested. It is going to go. Now, again, 4 times out of 5 that's gone to Masterwork. The time it didn't was because it was stolen away. I have yet to see BB play that. Now, that said, BB has been most successful on support mid laners. That's been Orianna so far.
Yeah. I mean, Lulu definitely, it's going to be pretty similar and fairly easy for him to have a strong laning phase, at least on Lulu. So I think that he'll be very happy with that pick. I was thinking about, though, because they're so intent on banning Jax, kind of the choice here, the last ban for Never G1ve is like, do we actually want Kha'Zix, or would we rather have Lulu?
Yeah.
And they actually chose Lulu over Kha'Zix and ban out Kha'Zix instead.
Yeah. So there we go. The Lee Sin, the Jax, all that getting removed away. That's one of the good things if you have really predictable bans. Like, I know people talked about this, I believe it was with Coast. It said, like, Nintendo's actually deceptively really good because the champion pool is so small. Coast have, like, reliable anti-bans. Like, you were always going to ban these against Nintendo, and so we can actually play our champs, like, much easier, and people call that a bonus for the team. So,
so you make your opponents be predictable by actually being predictable yourself.
Yes.
That's next level mind games.
Next level mind games, man. You predict the prediction, and then you're 2 levels up.
Boom. Vi gets through. This is also pre-nerfs Vi. So
True.
We talked about it before last game in Champ Select, because this Champ Select is so focused on the other lanes. A lot of junglers have been getting through here. Vi extremely highly prioritized as well.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the single target that they want to catch for sure. Sivir, though, one of the only AD carries that Vi does not like to go for, just because of Spell Shield. In this case, though, even if she does lock on to Sivir and get really deep without that having to deal damage, she's got a Lulu knockup to fall back on.
Yeah. Yeah, and that should work out pretty well. I want to see Vi ult someone, and then that guy pulls a lantern and just brings Vi like a Maokai.
There's a YouTube video of just a straight up LeBlanc all by herself. Distortion, Mimic Distortion, Flash. You're like 1,200 yards away from where you thought you were, and you're going to die under the turrets.
Yeah, still happens, still goes down. So, the last couple picks coming through. Sivir does come in for Departed, so they're actually changing their lineup, I think, more so than NGU were really looking to. So, Thresh comes in for support, not going to be Morgana here for Perm. Still the Evelynn, Trundle still coming through, and Sivir does come in on this one. So, the Sivir AD carry, still the Aurelia versus Trundle matchup. So, NGU now blind picks their mid lane.
All right, so looks like it will be the support Lulu, so very happy with that one. And it is going to be, again, the double shield comp, going with the Lucian. They're going to put a lot of their emphasis on the AD carry as well as this Aurelia. Now, both times, Trundle was picked before Aurelia, so they're both happy with this matchup.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see how this matchup plays out. Because it's, they're very popular over in EU to use Aurelia, but not so much in North America. Really want to see the exact strengths of this champion, because you have to work around her cooldowns to be able to go for those trades. Trundle, his cooldown's always coming up, cycle through, so you don't really have to pay attention too much. But Aurelia, if you pay attention to when she pops the true damage there, when her blade changes colors, and you wait for that thing to go down, as soon as this goes down, you go aggressive on her and punish her. Because she misses out on so much when that is down.
And you have a decent-sized window, too. Like, it's a pretty easy tell. You put the pillar down either to disengage or to re-engage afterwards. You just chomp that guy down. And the thing is, I mean, this is great about Trundle, is he's got that AD damage reduction. So once you lose your 10 style, you really do have just, like, crap damage against Trundle. We'll see how that one pans out. Last few picks come through. Ziggs is going to come in for Nick in the mid lane. I think he's going to have a good time of this matchup up against Orianna. So now I want to see what these guys end up doing with their compositions. NGU, honestly, Lucian, unless he goes for like the early Infinity Edge build, like if you do like Bloodthirst or Trinity Force, your like persistent DPS is actually really crappy on Lucian, and they have to almost entirely rely on Morsu at that point for damage output, which is a risky thing for me for NGU.
I mean, it definitely is pretty risky for this team because, as we said, they're relying on the AD carry and the top laner for all their damage, and everybody else is sort of speed boosts and shields. So they're looking for a lot of picks because they have Vi as well. So speed boost that Vi, pick somebody off, then you go for an objective. That's what they're looking for. Meanwhile, Ziggs and Sivir, you're great at defending any sort of siege. If either of those champions are up, you only even need one of them, actually.
True.
And you'll be able to defend. So this Never Give Up team kind of has to catch somebody out before they go for any of these moves because
they won't get it under the turret.
Ridiculously difficult to push against that.
Are you like able? I don't think this is like necessarily true, but I want to kind of put it out there because you've got the Orianna ball and because you got Lulu. Like, could you just like face tank with Vi like a turret for like 7 seconds just to force the engage and like forget minions?
7 sounds like a long time, but you can definitely get in maybe a Lucian Sheen proc auto attack that's a double or something like that, and slowly chip down the outer turrets.
Okay.
However, that does not work on the inhibitor turrets because the regen you have to get more than just a couple chips off every time just because of the regen of those turrets.
Okay. So we'll see how much NGU can do against the pretty good at defending Departed lineup. Babunia, to point out, did go Ignite for his lane, so not a teleport Trundle. Does want to be able to bash up against Morsu here in the top lane. And once again, Departed.
Flask Aurelia there for this matchup.
I like that. I like it because he's going to go through his mana fairly quickly. I think he'll be using a lot of his active abilities to hold up in that lane for a while.
And sustain, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so, the health regen's of course worth it as well. Flask and 3 potions means he's going to be in lane for a long time the first time. He's got about 800 health worth of consumable HP. Plus a 10 style regen.
Good old line of scrimmage here. All right. Nobody even dances, though, in Challenger. They're too serious.
I mean, Lulu's kind of like, I feel like she's always dancing in a way. And actually, Aurelia was for a second. She stopped, though. Okay.
Well, we do have one of the cheap health crystals as well, this ruby crystal for Thresh. Going to be rushing for that Sightstone. Now, the Sightstone was also reduced, so it's definitely a very viable path. You don't have to start with one of those gold-generating items because you'll get so much value out of a Sightstone. This is
into
so
the brush
bad.
play into the
Why?
background. Ridix did already learn Q at level 1. He's going to take all down to 200 health right now.
There's no reason to ever do that by yourself. If you're ever even thinking of do that, you go with your support. Your support is Lulu, though. She could have Glitterland. She could check the bush for you. There's zero reason to ever do that as an AD carry.
Yeah, that was a little ridiculous. So, Kikis, blue buff. I got to start early. Okay. I already missed one game. I'm going to make up for it.
He's definitely going to pay for that mistake with the first wave here. That's a lot of money that he's missing.
Yeah, so see how much Masterwork can get. So far, he's getting just the coin gold. There's one last hit for himself, but of course Departed with the early push. Ruby Crystal start. We'll see if that pays out for much. All right. Eevee versus Nick in the mid lane. See how this one goes.
Yeah, this is pretty much farm master farm lane over here. But man, Ridix just put himself at a pretty big disadvantage for this lane, and we talked about the importance of these AD carries for both teams. Since NGU especially, since they're a shield comp here, putting a lot on his shoulders, he needs to catch back up. He needs to get a lot of damage because it's really going to be him and Morsu towards the late game.
Exactly. And keep in mind, you just gave Sivir an easier lane. Sivir is one of the scarier lanes to go into because she's short range. You can push around, especially with someone like Lucian. And they got around that.
And then the hook
comes in the Q as well. Flash forced early away from Ridix. They do get some damage back though. But yeah, I gotta say, that was a good start for Departed.
Yeah. Taking another summoner down here. This bottom lane is getting primed. Now, the good news sort of here for Never Give Up is that Sivir lanes are always going to be pushing at you, and they don't have to overextend.
Ooh, this slow onto Nick. Satchel's going to get him away. Lasagna gonna land the E, get a little bit of damage down, but hey, it's some mana and health burned.
One auto attack. Not quite worth your time as a jungler. Going for that gank. That's why I said this middle lane was really going to be farm heavy, because both of those champions can CS pretty far back, and they also have viable escapes for both of them. Orianna can just speed herself up.
And Kikis, meanwhile, still just farming away in his own jungle right there. Lasagna hasn't made much happen, so pretty farm-heavy jungle here, Kikis. 4.5 right now, probably going to back for Spirit Stone by this point.
It's an interesting Tribush ward there by Aurelia because the jungler is Evelyn, so the wards really have to be close to jungle camps to see her as she comes out.
Well, there's the push you talked about. Lasagna comes in there, Spell Shield burn, jumps in onto Willick, good damage. There's a flayback as well. Lasagna's still trying to make it happen. Does get some damage now, but no Summoner's Burn.
Exactly, and since they were already shoving the wave, they can return to base right now, purchase, and get back as quickly as possible, they probably won't lose out on too many minions anyway. So another gank from Vi, but it's not going to get the team much. He's really trying to make stuff happen, but none of them are actually getting anything done. Meanwhile, Evelyn's been hard farming the jungle, already has an experience advantage here, and comes out a bit stronger, already having purchased as well.
Yeah, so Longsword on there. Sightstone now done for Perm in bottom lane, so his little bottom lane excursion has paid off. He's going to have ward control for Lasagna the rest of the time here. We'll see if I can get any more ganks on the bottom side. Top lane, though, I want to see how this is going. Actually, not well for Morsu. Babunia up 10 minions right now. Getting the push going down. No one's seen any jungle ganks just yet, but Morsu, the other guy we want to look at for NGU, not off to the best start.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much of that is that he's playing against Evelyn, and Evelyn was in the jungle, so maybe he was playing more safe, but he's definitely on the back foot right now. I think that Aurelia, though, definitely waiting to scale up anyway, so we'll have to see what his first purchase is, because as he said, he wants to stay in lane for a long time with that opening buy of all regeneration consumables.
Yeah, and he's actually only chugged a couple of flask charges.
Yeah.
I think he's used like maybe 1 or 2 potions, only 1 flask charge, so he can still stay in for a while. And now that Trundle's backed up and picked up some Dorans, he's just getting get the CS back and tying back up here.
Yeah, exactly. He did a fine job or CSing under turret for Aurelia there, pretty easy. So even though he was at a disadvantage and it was shoved up to his lane, he did a great job catching right back up there, landing all of the extra Qs.
Ooh, good hook on Riddick. The pull comes in. There's Kickus as well. Riddick's forced to run away. Good amount of damage. Will keep him alive. Masterwork takes some pain, but he's going to be all right. These gangs are unfortunately not turning into much. They're turning into damage.
Yeah.
And I got to say, the pink ward here in the tri-brush, so they try to pull Lasagna in. 2 trinket wards been killed so far.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, they find Perm. Good early damage. Does he have to run away? Has Ignite, has Flash, burns that one. Here comes Woolite, though. 3 versus 3. Lasagna forced to run away. Looks like Riddick was not there to help. Glitterlance might help. Hook not quite going to land, but low health bars for NGU.
So it was a good pink ward bait. The Ziggs bomb, not going to hit anything. Now, it was a good pink ward bait, but as you said, because the lane is shoved, Riddick's is not there. So in any case, it turns into a 3 versus 2 because he's trying to CS at his turret.
Wow. That's aggressive by Kickus.
Yeah, he's going super deep. Now he's in trouble because he's on the wrong side of the map. Let's see if he can actually get out. Orianna coming down.
Okay, he's spotted.
They have ulti!
Oh, no, Morsu trying to run away. Ignite is on, and the Trundle. First blood is going to happen. Morsu finds that one with the DOTs right there. That's a good start.
All right, so Kickus got out, and Morsu actually goes down first. So very good start here for Departed. Not only does the jungler escape, but top laner with a solo kill.
Yeah. So a Sheen and a Doran's Blade comes in for Morsu to try to hold that one back. Now keep in mind, part of that fight was an item differential here. Babunia had 2 extra Doran's Blades.
And you talked about how he had only chugged a little bit of his flask, you know? If you have all those consumables, then you want to stay topped off.
Yeah.
You don't want to ever, at the beginning of that clip there, he was at half HP and is in Trundle range right there for melee range. If your inventory that you started out with is all consumables, you have to top yourself off because you don't have combat stats to rely upon, and you're just relying upon that regen. So you have to make sure that you're not getting lazy with it.
Well, unfortunately for him, he was just a little bit there. Riddick's double Doran's Blade and a long sword makes it much easier to last hit under his turret. Doesn't need any help anymore to do that, so good for you. Morsu with the Sheen, he'll have some kind of trade potential, but Babunia has recalled back for his own items. And you're going to see an even bigger item lead now. Cutlass picked up well in advance of his opponent. Babunia still going to be winning that lane matchup.
Yeah.
AD carry is pretty equal as well.
Babunia had a lot of hype, too.
Yeah.
You know, heading into this, talking about how well he did even though he was behind. Now that he's ahead in the lane, I want to see how he exerts his will as Trundle.
Yeah.
And again, we have to point. Oh, never mind.
The dive comes on in. The shotgun going to land as well. Pushes him the wrong way, though. Vi ulti brings her to the backside. Nick going to get away from that one with really not more than a flash burn.
Yeah. Vi ulti for flash, though, is a pretty good trade as Vi.
Yeah,
The only thing is you have to return there to make it count. Once that ulti comes back up, we'll see what Lasagna can do with it. Will he target the mid lane again? And Ziggs, by the way, is going to be thinking the same thing. So he's thinking, before, on my next back, I need to get some wards. Because if Vi does a repeat gank, the ult's going to be back up before my flash. I need to get some vision on both sides of my river here.
Well, thankfully for Nick, he does have wards in inventory. Just got to make sure he gets them on the right or the correct side there and make sure he doesn't get blindsided by Vi here. See if that can happen. Morsu 1 level down to the top lane, still holding up in minions, so he's kept that score close. Just the deaths kind of matter.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to be too lax about chugging his potions anymore. He's definitely going to be aware of the burst potential from Babunya. As we said in the Champion Select, a lot of Trundles taking teleport. Babunya opts for that ignite, and it showed up there. He got the kill with it.
Kikis looks in, pops the ulti, BB shields himself, gets away with the flash, but there's no shockwave on BB, so they know they can push him.
Another jungle ult, another mid laner flash. So evened up right there for Departed. And now we see Vi already pinged out down bottom.
He actually asked for help right there. That was the I need assistance ping. Smart ping making us casters' lives easier. They knew they needed help against Lasagna, but he turns around anyway. So much slower start to this game. I mean, NGU really waiting for the AD carry top laner to come online, but both those lanes actually in rough spots.
Is about to come up here for Babunya. They're timing this gank with the ignite. Make sure they have enough to burn through Aurelia's sustain, and they're going to even add in the Ziggs bomb for good measure.
Really good assist right there. Jumps on in, not going to help Morsu much. Goes down, Kikis picks up the kill. 2 kills now in the top lane. Lasagna forced to hold.
Just such a well-coordinated gank right there. Using the jungler and the mid laner to coordinate with the summoner spell. Wow, Kikis just takes all of it.
Lasagna just destroys him in the face, though. Flash away from Babunya. Can he survive this one, though? Chugging potions. Has a red buff. Nope. Bit down. Babunya picks this one up. Now in the bottom lane, the Woolite. One hit from Dead Masterwork. Oh, takes a Q to the face.
Missed the flay.
Now Perm versus Riddick's. 1 kill picked up right there. You're right, the flay missed. No help, though, to get rid of Woolite unless the dash comes up. 2 seconds on it. Riddick's does have flash. There's the Q. Dashes in. Spell shield comes in. Woolite. Can he win it? Oh, the outplay, the level up to stay alive, too. Oh, man. He shouldn't have queued. He should not have queued.
So not worth. He flashed for it as well. All right, so this is the beginning. Both members of Never Give Up go for the AD carry, as they should. Great focus right there. Man, he misses a hook onto a minion. He put up a great box, though. So you gotta give him credit for the good box.
Yeah.
I think that play might have cost him his life. But in the end, it works out for the team because it sort of baited Lucian in there for the chase because he still had his flash up.
Yep.
So in the end, worth.
Yes. I mean, someone would say that chasing's never worth it. In this case, I mean, yeah, it worked out for Departed. Honestly, 3 box walls got used in that fight as well. So
yeah,
you said it was a good
great
box. Yeah, 3 of the 5 got hit.
It was just the hook and the flays that were not so great.
It's okay. The one that didn't require aim worked out really well. Masterwork now puts some damage back on a Kikis. There comes Lasagna as well. No ulti available for Vi. So can they chase on to much more? Riddick still trying to put the damage down. Perm not a good spot. Little ends to the face. Nick comes in. Shockwave gonna hit not too much actually there, and the re-engage comes in. Are they gonna find anything else to do here? Riddick still running away. Dashes out. He's gonna be safe. 5-2 for Departed though. Gotta say, good mid game for these guys so far.
Yeah, wow, Departed's mid duo lane there just ran the gauntlet all the way around the dragon and made it out alive, attracting 4 members from Never Give Up. It was all distraction freak. Now, behind the smoke and mirrors, they take the dragon.
I mean, not really smoke and mirrors. There's a ward right there seeing him do it. So dragon goes down. 18.8k gold. Oh, jungle mobs got stolen.
Golems too?
Man, that is a greedy Ziggs. He's making it happen though, taking all the jungle.
That was blind, by the way. There's no wards over there.
They could see Vi go through Tri-Brush. That was it.
Yeah, he saw him go towards the area, kind of low. And just decided to go for it.
Takes away the golems.
There's been some good Ziggs ultis. I like the one up top, by the way. I was talking about, man, that was good coordination. Usually we'll be like, okay, yeah, the top laner and the jungler, they were talking, oh, my Ignite's coming up, we can dive him right here. But they also brought in that Ziggs bomb for the extra damage. It was well played by the team.
What I loved about it was that it was onto a Trundle pillar as well. Like, Trundle made sure she couldn't run out of the way. It was super great play. Departed honestly looking great as a team right now. Riddick's looking for the fight again against Woolite. Misses the W. Woolite wins that trade once again. It's just back to the sustained game here. Bloodthirster already done for the Departed AD carry. Lasagna going for a gank though on top of a ward. Will he go in? Nope.
Morsu going to try and zone, make the most of his jungler's time up here. Now, down bottom, the play does hit this time. So that W from Lucian missing. Sivir had her spell shield up. You miss your W on purpose so that you don't give her mana back and just use it for the double auto attack sometimes. Get some mind games going there.
It was a better mind game when it cost mana.
Yeah.
I remember when there were like such things as Malphite versus Sivir lanes, and you'd queue a minion to break spell shield, or to make him burn spell shield.
Yeah.
You go like mana positive on the trade. More Babunya still. They're looking for this one. Kickus is around the side as well.
Look, Ziggs was moving up again. I thought they were going to call in for another bomb as well, but it looks like he's just farming those wraiths. So.
He can try. There they go. Ulti pops in. Horsu not in a good spot. Trying to get away. Not even going to happen. Kickus picks that one up. The turret likely to go down as well.
Another Ignite, another kill on Aurelia, and bottom lane turret goes down for them.
Wow, so 2 turrets and a dragon now for Departed on top of the 6-2 score for kills. So I gotta say, these guys looking great. So far, these guys have not dropped a single map on their road through Challenger Series 2. Challenger Series 1, they lost to C9E 2-1. They 2-0'd them this time around. Now they might 2-0 NGU as well.
Lasagna actually might get caught in his own jungle here. He's the one that's outnumbered, but he's going aggressive. See if Babunya comes on over. Oriana's going to get there before Babunya. Babunya's just ignoring his jungler here.
Kickus flashes over the wall. 100 health left on him. Will Lasagna keep going? Babunya honestly shouldn't be able to help him. The flash in. BB picks it up. Double buffs now onto Oriana, pushing in the great shockwave on Babunya. Ziggs ulti not quite going to do enough. Lasagna being there. Double kill BB. Big opening there for NGU.
That's great for Never Give Up, and they should not be giving up right now. Getting those kills is a first step back into this game. We have seen a lot of pain for them so far, though, with the Aurelia lane up top. I think the solo kill had a lot to do with the fact that Evelynn decided to come up and dive so many times after that solo kill, but they do rely on him, and they need him to stay in this game. He's doing a good job at least getting that CS close. So as long as those deaths don't also cost him a bunch of CS, then they still have hope.
All right, we'll see if they can do it. 4,000, about 3,500 gold separates the teams right here. And we haven't seen either team really group up for objectives yet. Well, aside from like a dragon that they got positioning over for Departed, these guys have been playing pretty individual games so far. I want to see who goes for what, who forces something big outside of just the standard jungle ganks and rotations. Right now, still very standard lanes for Departed. 80 carrying the bottom, top lane up the top. NGU also not yet making moves. And you said that NGU would look for picks, though, more than big team fights. So it's kind of on them, I suppose. Yeah, and because they sort of lost control of the early game with Aurelia dying solo and that bad trade in the beginning for the bottom lane where Lucian had to go back to base level 1, it kind of stalled out their early game plan here because both their side lanes got punished so hard, and then Oriana versus Ziggs is not really a lane where you can exert a lot of pressure. Really put Lasagna sort of in a bad situation where he couldn't make a lot happen on the map, and they sort of switched it up here, just trying to farm up, try and stick in this game, and once it does get close, then they'll be looking for that extra vision where you can take advantage of somebody who's out of position. They're getting a little bit of it so far with that pink ward in the both of these small bushes. And they're also making some good roams here with Oriana. Okay, so it's just going to be the back off here for these guys. Unfortunately, the roams aren't really working, even despite really low ward coverage for Babunya. He has no wards watching any of his entrances, but he's getting away so far pretty safely. He's able to keep pushing up to the turret and creating pressure, not getting punished for it. Departed now the first team to get to mid. They've zoned away BB from the mid lane completely, and this turret's going to go down. Since Oriana roamed up top to try and deal with that, it was a good call to rotate over to mid by the rest of Departed here. Whenever you have Ziggs and Sivir, it's very easy for you to poke under the turret that you can do, even if the defending team comes and stands by the turret. Yeah, Sivir's got short range. She can't actually attack the turret, but she can throw Boomerang Blade in there with the Ziggs bomb. Yeah. Get so much AoE harass that you force them off the turret and then get a lot of free damage on it, or uncontested damage. Yeah. And you can see they got 3 turrets now to 0, and the Dragon coming back up in 20 seconds. Departed not even trying to give up control, and so far they have not, aside from a couple of weird fights where they gave up kills, they have been totally in control of this game. Yeah, and now is the point where you have to start worrying about on the hunt. Dragon is going to be up, so if you waste too much time around objectives, then they're going to chase you. Looks like they go for the early dive onto Ziggs, though. No Vi ulti available for this Dragon fight. Yeah, I mean, they trade Ziggs Flash once again. We've seen the story before, and nothing much happens for it. It does stop the team of Departed from going for Dragon, but they're going to regroup for it now. Big minefield. Nice play by Nick. He doesn't have a flash to get away, but he doesn't really care too much about this one. Dragon down very low on health. Lasagna, will he go in for this one? Nope, doesn't even go for it. Flashes over a bit late, and he's gonna go down 1-0 plus the Dragon for the part of two-man shockwave. BB on the runaway. Can he escape? Beautiful pillar for Babunia. They're gonna get this kill back, but will he fall? Yeah, it's gonna be the kill on to the Thresh.
Level up keeps him alive.
Wow, the survival here for Toronto. Just barely another kill trade back and forth. Now Masterwork in a bad spot, flashing away, flash in from Woolite. Kill picked up by Kikis. 3-1 battle plus Dragon for Departed.
Okay. So, we said you're going to have to start worrying about On the Hunt now, with the Dragon going to be the next point of fighting for both these teams. But it was actually Never Give Up who started everything off with that Vi ulti and sort of got caught out in the middle territory. So much poke before the Dragon there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, everyone walking through the minefield, and then Sivir Boomerang Blade over the Dragon wall on Lasagna, and he still went in for the steal. So bad for Never Give Up. They are definitely in a very, very tough spot here. Doesn't get the blue buff either. I don't think it was ready because his smite was up. He could have.
He didn't see it.
He could. Yeah, he could have. Could have grabbed that one if he was quick on the trigger finger.
Unfortunately, not so much. If he was Caitlyn, it would have worked, but Vi, not so much use of the trigger fingers here.
Got those big gloves. Hard to press smite with that.
Yeah, he would have flashed instead. And hit stop and Q.
Yeah, he's wearing his Vi cosplay as he plays Vi.
That'd be really hard to play the game for that. Just go like voice command instead. You wouldn't hit keys properly at all. You need a really big keyboard to play that properly.
You fail your first gank and you just smash your keyboard.
They do not be able to play at all. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Please don't play Vi with a Vi costume on. It'll make it really hard to play. BB sweeps away the wards. Doesn't catch the one he was supposed to kill though. Riddick's and Masterwork still pushing this bottom lane. 0 turrets on the map still for NGU.
Oh, he's got great positioning.
He's been spotted.
Here.
He's been spotted. He goes in. Ulti goes down. Some good slows on both sides. There comes Lasagna though. Great Ziggs bomb. Kikis shockwave. Gonna flash to try to keep up though. He's not gonna do so. Randuin's Omen pop. Kikis though on the run. Kill picked up. Anyway, Nick get another one. Now Woolite in the 1v2. Riddick's and Masterwork trying to take him down. Some good damage. They dive on in. There comes the On the Hunt. Oh, he misses the culling and can't take down Woolite.
Got the wrong angle there. So close. Woolite just hugging the wall. There was almost no space for him, but he just barely gets through. And that mid fight between junglers and mid laners, both mid laners with great AoE damage, but really just such a good item advantage for Departed here, with Evelyn having completed Randuin's versus just it was the Giant spell. He didn't even have the Warden's Mail on Vi, and so he just got obliterated.
We got tier 2 boots on Evelyn. We got the Merc creds to make sure the CC doesn't last very long. Just huge leads here for these guys. 1 completed item for Aurelia compared to 2 for Babunia's Trundle. I mean, down the lines, things are better and better and better for Departed. 7,000 gold so far. 20% gold lead. Pretty significant number. BB's still trying to hold on, and I gotta say, 2-1-1 for BB's Orianna. Like, it's been a champion he's been successful with. He's still doing pretty well individually. But the problem is his team having a really tough time this game.
And he has made efforts to carry the rest of his team, too. He's done some roaming, sometimes successful, sometimes not successful, but he's making the best effort there. He was trying to hold mid. Ziggs didn't have to go too far, so he got a little bit up there on CS. But Orianna did a pretty good job trying to get around the map, get everybody back into the game. At this point, though, it's so easy for Departed. Because Trundle's so far ahead, just in the 1v1, he doesn't even need teleport to split push. He's just constantly been up there, and Aurelia can't deal with him one-on-one, so they draw multiple resources from Never Give Up to the top lane, and it allows Sivir to just catch somebody out on the other side of the map, where they only have, 3 people.
Yeah. And there's only so much disengage. Like, there's good defensive tools, but as far as, like, actual disengage, NGU has to get a really good shockwave. That's, like, the only way they get people off their back.
Right, and then even after they use, their shockwave or their glitter lance for their disengage, they're just saving their lives. Then they have to leave the objective behind.
True.
Departed just pick up the objective. Yes, okay, you can disengage, you can get away with your life, but we're going to get an advantage here because we take this turret or we take this dragon.
And Lasagna, charge up his Q, uses Trinket. That ward got punched really hard, but Babunia off to the side. Oh my god, that pillar was amazing.
Even though that play had very little impact, it was pretty good to watch.
Still pretty cool. BB not against boss. Shotgun goes down, but he will fall. Perm low on health. Roulette on the side, chased by Morsu. There comes Aurelia. Finally, the culling nearly takes down Thresh as well. 1-for-1 so far. Kick us in the back line. Pushed around by Lasagna. Masterwork has a flash away self ultis to try to stay alive. Morsu not getting pushed around as well. Good pillar by Babunia. Separates the team now onto Lasagna. Nick gonna get dived in the backline. Down goes Masterwork. The push in now. It's gonna be Thresh going in, knocking people around. Riddick's very low on health. More kills picked up by Departed. 1 kill traded back. Thresh goes down. Riddick is gonna drop now as well. Morsu does get Ziggs in the backlines. 3-4 in this fight. Morsu left in the 1v2.
Flash. So does Aurelia though, so I don't think that was worth it.
Well,
you get Aurelia's flash here, probably.
It's a good stun. Morsu, they're actually going to fight Kikis, but he doesn't land the Q onto Aurelia. He hits it onto Babunia. Flashes back over the wall.
Well, he's got another pillar. That flash was definitely worth it. He's going to get this kill on Aurelia.
Oriana's coming. Oriana's coming. There's the shield.
No, but tough break.
She used Distortion to get into the fight, so she can't slow down Babunia.
Yeah. But saved Aurelia's life. So
yep.
Aurelia does survive to fight another day. Man, what an extended fight right there.
Yep.
Riddick's really had the potential to clean up, but a great death sentence from there. Perm at the end. Even though Perm died for it, he was able to lock up Riddick's for long enough that the rest of Departed were able to grab some extra kills.
That worked out okay for these guys. Red buff now on the field here. Riddick's going to grab this one. 3, 2, and 1 on Lucian. Unfortunately for him, still only stuck at 1.5 items. Trinity Force not even close to done. And in my opinion, like when you're this late in the game on Lucian, Trinity Force is not worth buying anymore. You just go on for the rest of your AD carry build and just grab a Last Whisper or something.
Wow, look at this support zoning for the Dragon. They get it. Oh, but the pillar stops him.
Lasagna not going to be able to go anywhere. Does flash the wall, but a death sentence lands onto BB. Lasagna goes down to the bomb as well. 2 kills picked up for Departed as a trade for that Dragon. Nice picks up for these guys. They got 30 seconds of 5v3.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking for Never Give Up. They were almost able to sneak this Dragon away and get out with it alive. But 2 members down, one of them being the jungler, means a Baron call here for Departed. Babunia can easily tank this Baron. He has ridiculous sustain. When he throws down Frozen Domain, plus he's got his Blade of the Ruin King, he can sustain that thing forever.
Also, NGU going to retreat and go for the mid lane instead. They know they can't really stop Baron. I assume they know what's happening. They're going to take down turret number 1. Now, turret 2 under siege, but here comes Babunia. Will have pillar. Going to lock up a lot of the retreat and just sit there on the front lines trying to stop NGU from getting out. Riddick's low on health. There comes the Lulu ulti, but Masterwork is going to die. He even stops and says, yep, you got me for sure. Riddick's going to go down as well. So 2 kills picked up after the Baron. Now, Morsu left alone, has nothing to jump to, except the enemy minions farther into the base. He's going to go that way. Good pillar again. Babunia's been having pretty good shots at this one. Morsu jumps again to some minions. He'll die eventually.
Alright, just taking a look here. What goes on in the base of Departed? This is where we manufacture purple minions.
Yes.
Alright. He got his tour with the purple minion factory, but it might cost him his life.
Well, Ziggs bomb gonna hurt a little bit. Another's gonna land, and down goes the kill. Babunia 19-8 now, 10,000 gold Departed. They're gonna find Lasagna on the other side. Uh-oh, he's about to get microwaved. Down he goes. Lunchtime for Departed.
Overcooked that one. That's just sad here. The rotations here from Never Give Up, you can see what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, we can't contest this Baron. Wow, they're gonna get chased down again here.
Look for it. There comes the Triller, and he's gonna go down. Another one comes up. That's not good for BB. Another one drops. Riddick's now on the run, shoots in the face of Kikis, but not really going to care. Departed is flashing in. Turret aggro dropped by Kikis. Well played on this one.
The Triller, is that a combination of
Trundle Pillar
Trophy and Pillar? Oh,
or Trundle Pillar.
Trundle Pillar. It works both ways there.
Thankfully.
Man, you can see what they were trying to do, though, with those rotations. They're like, we got to give up this Baron. It's too dangerous to contest it. Try and shove mid, see if we can get some damage there instead. But their wards weren't deep enough. They got caught out in their move towards mid. And so that not only did they lose Baron, but they also died for it and didn't get the mid turret.
Yeah, they got mid outer and overstayed for tier 2, and it was super not worth it. So top lane inhibitor is gone. Mid lane inhibitor turret, I believe, is dead as well. Departed in a really, really good spot now with super minions flooding into the base. Mid lane inhibitor itself also gone. So not good. Under 30 minutes, 2 inhibs dead.
And we should say that Departed right now are pretty much one of the most feared teams in the European challenger scene here. They're showing why right now, but they 2-0'd Cloud9 Eclipse, who were a team that was taking scrims from all the LCS teams and just beating them all.
They won Challenger Series 1, they 2-1 Ninjas in Pajamas in the finals. Like, Departed are the new favorites of this series, and they're showing it right here. Very convincing game so far for these guys. 14,000 gold puts them in the lead here. I mean, they could win a game within 30 minutes. Like, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, and Babunya got to be a standout player for this Departed team this time around. Last time, you know, he was getting camped up there, but still had an impact. This time around, with getting his own solo kill up there real early, enabled him to just do whatever he wanted in the top lane. He just stayed on, never gives up side of the map the entire time, pretty much.
Morrissey's waiting to set a trap on Nick right here. Nick doesn't want any part of this, though. He doesn't have much vision.
So this is a chance for NGU to try and get back. Oh, Minion just barely.
Yeah, it would have walked in at the end. So Morrissey not going to get that one. Satisfying chunk.
Still forward. Oh, no, Lucian's not there either. All right, Sivir's coming down.
4 vs 4.
The small window of hope that was there has closed.
Well, don't worry, they'll never give up.
No, they will not.
Unfortunately, the Nexus might die, but they'll stay in the game.
They'll stay in the game looking at that defeat screen.
For hoping that the respawns will come in anyway. Turret number 2 in the bottom lane is going to go down. He relayed a lantern. He didn't want the lantern, though. Didn't care. Gonna be happy to just go down for the bottom lane now. 2 inhibitors are dead. Minions flooding into the base, and the push will now start. Babunya, big front liner. Lasagna shows up. Can they dive? No, they're not going to go for this one.
This is that poke under turret that I was talking about from Sivir. One boomerang blade just took half of Oriana's life. That's the mid lane carry for NGU. Just almost nullified by one boomerang blade under turret.
Wow, and look at this, just all the damage on the turret right there. Kick us in the front line, Babunya there as well. A lot of damage. Shotgun's going to land onto a few. This is good early damage, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Lasagna goes down, Willet in the side, looking for Masterwork. Goes back towards DB instead. Oriana, likely to fall, does drop down. Ziggs with a double kill so far. 2 are dead for NGU. The push still going in. Pillar in the back lines as well. 3 versus 5 in the battle. Can they get much more for this? Another kill goes down. Riddick's one of the only men left alive. The bottom lane for NGU. Not going to hold on to this one. Departed going to 2-0 in the semifinals. They'll be taking top 2. They're going to look at the first round bye and they can win the tournament.
Yeah, impressive performance from them, man.
Yeah.
Made really good use of the Evelynn, coming for dives with Evelynn. I mean, this is on the patch where Elise is not nerfed. Great, you know, dive champion herself was available.
Yeah.
And they decided to go with Evelynn. They still pull off the same thing with Babunya actually starting it off and him tanking the turrets after he got ahead. Just they were able to run away with a small lead and just turn it into an entire game.
Yep, little small thing at the beginning. At the level 1, Lucian face check to Brush. Not the best call right there. That set the dual lane up for success. Mid lane was pretty equal. I gotta say a small farm lead went to Nick, but overall low impact lane. But as you pointed out, top lane and jungler, the big players here for Departed, won that lane super hard, snowballed it into the team fights. Babunya was gigantic on Trundle. That was huge.
Yeah, man, I don't know what they could have changed there. I think, we didn't really get to see out the matchups play out evenly. You know, I was so excited for this Aurelia and Trundle matchup here.
Yeah.
I felt like just because he didn't top himself off with all the consumables that he started out, that kind of gave away the whole matchup there. And from then, Aurelia was pretty much lost after that first solo kill.
Yeah, I do like how Babunya played the lane, though, because he pushed the lane up until he could buy double Doran's Blade, then recalled at that moment. Aurelia had to stay to farm the wave, and then as soon as he hit 6, he went in with knowing he had the item advantage, Babunya there.